number of job seekers and people want to change their career. As you've heard, I'm a career coach of more than 10 years. And my aim is to help job seekers to get jobs. But today I want to go straight to CV because I handle so many things. I do interview preparation, recruitment, headhunting, LinkedIn optimization, and many other things. But today you allow me to talk about CV writing. Now, CV writing is the most important document that can either give you or deny you a job. I know many people don't know that. That's why if you look at their CVs, you see the reason why they're not getting jobs. At some time, I think last week, I was doing a free review of CVs, and I could receive so many CVs in a day. And when I look at them, out of 100, I'll only get one that can make sense. So it means that's where the problem is. So I want to iron out issues about CV. And after this training, I know you'll work on your CV. And if given a chance, you can share with me just to have a look and advise on if it is okay or it has some issues. So the important documents in job hunting, and CV is one of them. CV, cover letter, and LinkedIn. And of course, networking. But CV is the most important. It's like your first impression. When I'm doing shortlisting or I've advertised for a job, I get CVs, but I seen the person. So your CV is like your first impression. If I look at you, I can easily gauge who you are. I can easily tell if this person is serious or not, looking at the CV. So when you send out your CV, it talks more about you. It can speak if you are a serious person or not. A CV can identify you as a result-oriented person or a joker or a mediocre. So don't just send out CVs for the sake that they've advertised for a job, so you're just sending the CVs. Or maybe you've gotten a referral and they've asked for your CV. You just send it. You say, no, anyway, the fact that I've got a referral, I'll get this job. No, that's not the way to go. A CV is your first impression. And a CV has several sections. I want to start with the structure of the CV. And then I'm going to speak about don'ts and what you need to put on a CV and what you don't, you also put in a CV. A CV has a structure. And the structure of a CV must be in a inverted pyramid structure. What I mean is that it is from most important to less important. So when I look at your CV and I see a photo on the first page, you've not made the inverted pyramid structure. Or when I see your age, you are born 19 what, I see maybe you are a Muslim, you are not married status, you're not married, searching. Those are very relevant things that we don't really want to hear or look at. Because if we start looking at such a thing, will be so petty, because we are looking for a person who can deliver in this company. We don't want to know about the age or maybe the religion or something else. We want to know if you are fitting the job. So the structure of a CV must be in an inverted pyramid structure. Most important to less important. A CV should not be more than 2 pages. Even if you are 30 years of experience, if it's more than 2 pages, whatever you write on the third page is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Because we look at the first page can give us an idea of who you are, if either you are qualified or not. So if you are writing good things in the 5th page there, no one will open the 3rd page. So meaning you lose it if you start putting your skills and your good things, your achievements in the 3rd and 5th, and some people think that if you have more than 10 pages, then you are more experienced. No, a CV should be 2 pages maximum. And a CV, the structure of a CV, you start with your contacts. Up there, I need to see your name, your email, your LinkedIn ID, your number. Sometimes you can put your address, but don't put your home address. Don't locate maybe an estate. Maybe you say, I am staying in Nairobi, but I stay in in maybe Uruma Estate, room number what? No, just put an address or your PO box address, which is not also not that important. The most important thing is the email, the LinkedIn ID, and the contact. Now, after that, you go to executive summary. I have seen I've reviewed so many CVs, and I see CVs, somebody has written career objective, what. Give us an executive summary, something if read, I'll be attracted to read through your CV. That is an opening remark. It's like a composition. If you write a good thing, the reader is going to read the whole thing. But if you start with nonsense, married, not married, complicated, searching, I'm going to throw that CV away because it's not speaking to me. So you go to executive summary, an opening remark, and this opening remark, you need to speak good about yourself. You don't use those buzzwords or you don't use those big words, but just say exactly what the value you can offer or you've ever offered. Because at that time, I'm going to make a decision by reading your executive summary. And that is the time now you can even bring out your figures there. Maybe you brought this amount of money in this company, millions of money. Maybe you increased this to this. Maybe you improve the process. That's the time now to catch the hiring manager, because he has so many CVs. So you just want to look at, he's just looking for a CV that can make a difference. So that opening remark should be catchy, should be something that speaks of yourself, your value, your achievements within, not in not more than 4 paragraphs, actually 3. Pardon? Pardon?
Go on. Is somebody I think who had unmuted mistakenly.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So after you executive summary, you go to key skills, competencies, and abilities. And here you write in a listing way. I've seen CVs where somebody write communication, then he explains. What are you explaining? If it's communication, you have communication. And if you really want to gauge your communication, I'm going to look at the face-to-face interview. I will know. So don't explain, communication is what. Just rate communication skills, interpersonal skill. Just list them there under competencies and key skills and abilities. Now, after that, so the first section, it is the contacts. The second section is the executive summary. The third one is now the skills, the competencies and abilities. You put them together. So when I see skills have been put on the third page, you are shocked, because the skills actually encompasses the keywords that when you are using an ATS system, it picks those keywords. And remember, an ATS system, it has a limited number of words. So if you go more than 2 pages, the third page is not going to be recognized. Actually, it's going to make you score low. That's why we insist make it to be 2 pages. And most recruiters I've worked with or I've interacted with, most of them use an ATS compliant system because they have no time to scrutinize more than 2,000 CVs. So they use the system to do everything for them. So if you've used you've incorporated keywords in your CV, you're going to score high. So after that, after the skills, competencies, and abilities, we go to experience, and you call it professional work experience. Don't just say experience, professional work, because there are those that are not professional. So we go to professional work experience. And here, capture the most recent positions. If you have 25 years of experience, you worked in more than 8 or 10 companies, capture the first 3. And the first 3 is where you can write now your experiences and everything. The remaining, you put them under other position held, where you can just list them. You list the position, the company, and the dates. Don't explain anything, but capture the first 2 or 3, the most recent. Then after that, you go to education. And this one, I need to point this out. Many CVs, you see people putting education on the first page before experience. You can put education if only you're looking for a tutoring or lecturing position, because there is when they want to know if you have a master's, a PhD. But if you're looking for any other position, ensure you put education after experience. Don't put before experience. It is irrelevant there. Actually, sometimes we don't need education. We want to know if you're really qualifying. Education comes, actually, you can look at the education if people have tied. Maybe you have two people and you need to choose. So you look at education now, that this one has degree or diploma or something. Now you can make a decision. So education is not an important thing at that point. So you put it and after the experience. And then after experience, now you can write, maybe if you have other courses, you are a member of IHRM or a member of how it ISPAC, you can put down there. And then you finish with a note on reference. Don't put references on your CV. Don't expose your reference to people out there. Don't just write available upon request. I was speaking to somebody and he said he has never seen a CV that does not have a reference. And he was disagreeing with me. But when I explained to him, he understood what I meant. Why do we say they don't put your reference there? It's because some recruiters, before they shortlist, they would want to call your referees. And maybe your referees, the last time you updated is 3 years ago. Maybe one of the person is even dead, or maybe he changed, even don't know you actually. Some people can forget about you. So when I call them, that do you know Eric? They say, which Eric? I will disconnect that call, and I will think that you are a liar. Why do you put somebody that do not know you at all? So we oppose candidates putting referees on their CVs, but put them somewhere. Have another attachment where you put your referees, so that after shortlisting, after interview, you kindly provide a referees. You can, but don't put it on your CV. Don't reject that. We don't say that don't have them, but on a different page, which you can attach as an attach. Yeah, so a CV is in those sections. And if there is nothing I've mentioned, know that it's irrelevant. Nothing hobbies. We don't need those things. You are a good player, but you don't even play you watch Manchester and whatever, but you don't know how to play. But you're saying I'm a football player. So don't put hobbies, don't put any other information apart from what I mentioned. Now, what does a good CV look like? A good CV should be a CV that brings out your value. I want to see the value. If you worked at Safaricom as a software engineer, what did you do there? What did you do there? I want to know what you did there. Don't put roles and experience. Don't put duties. Somebody can pick those things on the internet and he puts on the CV, at managing, writing. No, yes, that is how you are given a chance to manage. But from managing, what did you do? That's why now you need to bring out what you call quantifiable and measurable excellence. If you manage that the team to do what? Did you manage a team of 10 people to bring revenue of 1 million in the company? Write that. Don't say managing a team. So ensure that your experiences are quantifiable, are measurable. Let me see figures. If you are a salesperson, when I look at a salesperson CV, does not have figures, does not have percentages, it becomes very pathetic. Because a salesperson should be a person who is talking about figures. You sold 1 million in that financial year. Let us see that figure there. But if you just say that I was responsible to sell, to do what, or to manage a certain area, ensure that each and every experience you put under your position, it is quantifiable, it is measurable. Another thing, don't put in your CV under experiences, these we call them passive when I see such a thing in your CV, I know this person is a doer, is somebody who just looks at people as people are working. But if you write managed, initiated, spearheaded, steered, those we call them active verbs. Those are verbs that makes impact. It's an action. But if you say, I was responsible for, I was in charge of, I ensured, it means somebody was doing it as you are looking at what you was doing. So ensure that you are using those expenses are quantifiable, they are measurable. And then another thing that I want to also mention is that ensure if you're in sales, look for keywords in sales and put in your CV. Ensure they are running across the CV from executive summary to the key skills to the experiences. Ensure you're putting them there because an ATS compliance system, is a funny system. It just picks the keywords. If you've no keywords, you'll score low. So ensure you run the keywords across your CV. And you need to know this, that a CV is written for, one, an ATS system, two, a hiring manager. A CV is not written for you. That's why when I write a CV and someone looks at it, he asks, how did you bring out this? Yes, I did it, but how did you bring it out? It's because I'm writing for the hiring manager, not you. If I write for you, if I write in your layman's language that you understand, the hiring manager may not even understand that language. So that's why we use languages that actually that are suit to the hiring manager. We use language that are suit for the ATS compliance system. Another thing that I want to also mention, tense. You know, you get a CV from the present position to the last position. Somebody has been writing in continuous tense, managing. I know all of us went to school. There is where you can use past tense and where you can use continuous tense, where you can use past participle. When this is your present position, use present participle. What does I mean? What do I mean by present participle? It's like manages, it is present participle. But if you write manage, it is not. If you write managing, it is continuous. Manages means it's something you are doing something you are doing, you are still doing. But if you write managing, it brings out the duty that it is something that anyone can do. But manages, it is you doing it. But managing, anyone can do it. So ensure your present position, write manages, write use present participle. And then the previous positions use past tense. Those are things that we look at. Those are things that can actually deny you a chance to be shortlisted. Very simple things, but if you take them into consideration, it can really help you. I don't know if there's anything else. I would really open up to any question. Any question?
Yeah, there's some question on the charts. Maybe let me just read them through. Somebody is asking if it's possible to share a sample.
No, we don't share samples because we only have for our clients.
Yes.
Because of intellectual privacy, it's also not allowed to share. But you can get me through LinkedIn, and I can share a link of a sample.
Okay. So
I can share of a sample.
So guys, just go on LinkedIn and search Eric Muge, the career coach, and follow him. You will get a sample, yeah? Or somebody was saying you share your contact for further engagement.
Yes, I'm going to share. Can I
okay.
that?
Sorry, you can go ahead.
Can I write on the chat?
Yes, yes, kindly.
Okay.
Yeah, so guys, check the chat for Eric's contact so that you can engage further now specifically for your CV. Okay, then Eric, somebody is also asking, are internships considered work or professional experience? For example, if I have 1 year internship experience, would that be considered 1 year working experience?
Yeah, actually, there are different types of how you can gather your experience, because you've just from school and you've gotten an internship, and that's the only thing you have. There's nothing else. So we consider them as a work experience because you are working there. You are working, so it's a work experience. So don't rule it out.
Okay. So how do you put it? Do you put
Yeah.
like you are an intern, or probably just put it
You
out?
you put as an intern.
Okay.
You put as an intern. Yeah.
Thank you. Then somebody is saying, are certificate courses from online platform like Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Free Code Camp, EDX considered during shortlisting or long listing?
Yeah, sometimes, as I said, when we are looking at the skills, if you are matching, of course, education sometimes is not a key thing. Is we are looking for a teaching or something, or maybe tutoring. But it's good to put them there. The difference, if you've tied a number of them in we can look at the education, see if you have an extra. Who has a master's can score higher than more than somebody who has just a degree. And if you have a certification, maybe you score higher. So ensure you have them on your CV.
Then somebody is asking, you have a skill in a particular field but lacks evidence in form of a letter. How do you convince an organization for an employment?
Okay, I don't know which skill, because if it's an education, you need to have a certificate. A skill, a skill, it is not education. A skill is earned by working, by doing something or volunteership or something. But education is kind of, it cannot be, you can't lack a skill. You just need to put it there. If it's communication, you don't need to prove. As I said, communication skill, I'll prove it when we have a face-to-face interview. If it is maybe a technical skill, like for example, Excel, I will test you. If I need somebody who is good in Excel, I'll just test you. So you don't need to prove it. You don't need to prove it by giving us a paper, but you can prove it during a face-to-face interview. You come for an interview. You don't need to show anything.
Okay. There's also somebody is asking, I think you had already answered this. Is it a must to include referees in the CV?
No, you don't. You don't need to put referees, but have them. Don't put on your CV.
Okay. Somebody is just asking you to repeat what you said we should write under referees.
Write available upon request.
Okay.
If they will tell you.
Go on.
If they will tell you to send them. Then, reason why it's good not to put, that when they tell you that you are shortlisted and you want to call referees, can you provide? You call them, tell them there's an interview I went and successful, they will be calling you. And you brief them the position, and you can tell them, if they ask you about this, can you lean on this, because this is where they want somebody good in communication. So speak more about communication. But if you've just sent the referees, they call them without you knowing. That's how people lose jobs, or lose. That's how people are not shortlisted, because they had put their referees, they were called. The referees are not aware if you did an interview. They've no information. Hello?
Okay,
you are lost.
Then there's, what if one only had gone for attachment when in school? Can one also include it?
Yeah, that's the only thing you have, include. But if you have other things, like for example, you have attachment, internship, and work. Now, why do you waste your time putting attachment? Just mention it's down there, but put emphasis on the work and internship. As I said, capture the most recent. But if you only have attachment, now base much of your skills on the attachment, because in attachment you learn skills. We have what you call acquired skills. There is knowledge, there's abilities. So now put more emphasis on attachment. So don't rule it out. Ensure you put it there.
Okay. Then somebody is asking, is it a must to include your picture on your CV?
That is a no in capital. Why do we say the world has become much partial and native?
I'm not quiet.
Don't put your photo. You know, some, unless it's a graphic designer who need to show his skills in designing, or maybe it is like these hostess, you know, they work in the airport. They're very specific. You put your photo, but any other field, don't put your photo. Somebody can just leave you out because of your photo. Maybe this person is looking for a certain face or a certain beautiful lady or something, then maybe you lose it. So don't give them a chance to rule you out. Don't give them a chance to look at the face than looking at the skills and your competencies. So don't put your photo.
Okay. Then in case I edit my CV using these guidelines and send it to you, can you be able to advise on possible correction and adjustments?
No. Say you are in this training, I'll look at it.
Baraza, kindly unmute. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so if you've attended this training, you can indicate to Eric that you attended this training and he's going to look at your CV. Yeah. Somebody is asking, is career objective, personal profile, and achievement relevant in my CV?
Okay, I think there's something I forgot.
Yes.
Another thing that is very key in that structure of a CV, don't miss to put key achievements. We have the contact up there, we have the executive, we have the skills. Then after the skills, put key achievements, but we call them notable achievements. Put them there. That's what I look at. When I'm reviewing CVs, I'm recruiting for a certain position, I look for those achievements. And those achievements must be something that is achievable. I know you remember the SMART, whatever. It must be measurable, must be, you know, don't just put something. Ensure you give us, when did you achieve this? So you put under notable or key achievements. So it is a must there. Me that I don't have achievements. You can't work in a company for more than a year or 3 months and there's nothing you've achieved. Then you're a mediocre.
That's true.
Lazima kuna kitu yenye ulipata. You can't just be there sitting there that I don't have achievements. So when you see a CV that does not have achievements, you know, you really wonder what is wrong with this person. You know, that one can tell you these are mediocre. If I hire this person, he's going to sleep in the office. He'll be doing nothing.
Yeah. That is that. And you remember when I was reading Eric's profile, yeah, it was actually very elaborate on the kind of achievement he's made since he started doing this. He didn't say he's experienced, he didn't say he's passionate, he didn't say he's determined. He said how many people he's taken through whatever he's doing this, and that is the kind of achievement that people want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then somebody's asking, interns don't really have achievements. How should I go about that?
No, that's why you need to look for a professional like us. We shall give you achievements. That's why I say, you know, people say, I'll write my CV myself. Or they say, why do I pay money to write for somebody to write my CV? Now, this is where the professional come in. You don't know how to write it, but there's somebody who knows how to write it. He can look through your experience and say that this is an achievement, and he'll bring it out. And as I said, we write CVs for hiring managers and for the ATS system, not you. That's why you don't know, how will I put my achievements? I don't have achievements. But if I speak to you, I will really extract a lot of information that is very is actually paramount for your CV.
Okay. Then somebody is talking about writing awards on the CV.
Yeah, it's okay. That's an achievement, a big one. Don't leave it out. Right under key achievements. Winning something is not a small thing, man.
Okay, probably maybe the last question, can one include training and workshop? And at what point should one include that?
You need to include that. That's why I said after education, you can put trainings, workshops, but don't put so many. Just put the most recent and the most that are actually in line with the position you want to apply. And I think when I'll be finishing, I will tell you how to just maybe 1 minute or two how to tailor a CV so that you also know. Don't just be sending CVs, wasting your time.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, I've put the link to Eric's LinkedIn profile on the chat. You can follow him there and engage more. Yeah. So maybe let me just take the last question because we're also out of time. Should a CV be in PDF form or Word while sending it?
Now, a CV always be in PDF. Don't send Word. Don't send Word. Somebody can change something on a CV. You send, you're applying for a job, and the person who is receiving, for example, you're applying for a human resource manager. And the person who is also receiving these CVs is a human resource officer who would also want to be promoted. Then when you send a CV to him or her, he can change something so that you are not shortlisted. And then because he sees you are a competitor, so send in a PDF because a PDF cannot be changed. Always convert to a PDF and send. And always save with your full names. Don't say new, final, second, what, 2023. Write your name and write CV. In Africa, we use CV. Outside that, they use resume. So don't be confused. But a resume is shorter, can be 1 page. So if you want a resume, it's a 1-page thing. But it is also a CV, but outside that, they call it a resume. In Africa, we call it a CV. But if you want a resume, it's 1 page. So don't confuse the two.
Okay, yeah. So we are done with the questions. Any more questions, kindly follow Eric on LinkedIn. The profile link is on the chat. Follow and ask him more questions there. Yeah. Actually, I wanted just before Eric finishes, just to debrief what is told us because I was typing it. So remember, like he started by saying that the CV should be that inverted funnel, where the most important information begins, then you end it with the least important information. Then your CV should not be more than 2 pages. It's starting with the contacts, then you do the executive summary, followed by key competencies, which you are listing. Then you do your professional experience. And he said you need to capture the 3 most recent. The rest you can list as others. You just list them, but don't like elaborate on everything. You've got like 6 experiences, then you want to elaborate on all that. That is what is going to make your CV very long. Yeah. Then of course, after that you come to education. Then you have other courses and references. References, don't indicate your references. Just say they're going to be available when needed. Yeah. You also talked about what a good CV is. A good CV is what brings out your value. Yeah. And do not just list roles or duties. Have experiences that are quantifiable, things that people can see. People want to see if you are a salesperson, how many volumes of that product did you sell? How much did you bring to the company? Yeah. So have experience that is quantifiable. Don't just say your role was to sweep or what. Yeah. Then use active verbs like you managed, etc. Then use keywords as per your industry. Everybody knows their industry. Doctors knows how they talk of the medical field. Those who are in data know how whatever they say in the data field, and those are the words that you need to put in your CV. Yeah. Then use the present participle in current role. You say manages. And for the past role, you're going, for the other roles that you've already done, you're going to use the past tense. Yeah, I think that is what I captured. So Eric, I'll give you time to finalize as we finish.
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to speak a little about tailoring. Now, when you've revamped your CV, or a professional has revamped your CV, and then you see an opportunity you want to apply, don't just send that CV. Read through the JD of that position, and ensure you include keywords from that JD to your CV. Because ATS, if it wants communication to appear thrice, it needs to appear in your CV. If you put twice, it means one is going to go out. It means you'll miss one mark. So ensure that you've included your keywords from the JD. How to get the keywords, that is another topic, maybe. How to get those keywords, how to include them, how to put them, how to make it exact without copy pasting. That is something another day. So I think that is all. And given a chance another day, I can speak about how to leverage on LinkedIn to get jobs and all that. I think I'm so happy. And that is the end of my presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eric. By the way, guys, I haven't met Eric. We haven't seen each other. I just went on LinkedIn and asked Eric that there are young people who really want to learn how to tailor their CV. Could you be available just to give them a talk? I know on a normal basis, Eric is paid to do such kind of stuff, just to talk to people on how to write a CV, but he's done that for us for free. And you even see the time that is sacrificed to do it. Yeah. So Eric, we are very, very grateful. We actually will organize more and more sessions for you so that you ensure that these guys are job ready. When they apply, they're shortlisted, they go for interviews and eventually get those job opportunities. Yeah. So you guys, as you can see, the power of LinkedIn. So just go to LinkedIn, make sure you follow Eric, engage with him. Now on a one-on-one basis, probably you want your CV tailored, you can talk to him. Say you are from 4BM and ask for some discount so that he just looks for your CV. It's not bad to invest on those CVs so that whatever he says he'll do for you on your CV, then you end up getting that job interview. Eventually from that job interview, you end up getting that job. Yeah. Eric, we are very thankful again. And
thank you.
Yes, I hope you guys captured the LinkedIn profile on the charts. I also shared for the one for 4BM because these trainings, we always share them on 4BM so that you know the one that is coming back. Eric also shared his number. It's on the chart. I hope that was captured. Yeah. So guys, also thank you very much for attending this. Next week, we're going to have a session like this too. So see you next week, same day, same time. I'll also share the recording of this. So bye everyone, have a good night.
Thank you.